What's good, gang? It's Burnt Out Guy 69 over here again. Let's talk about projections and how people will try to manipulate you and make you think what they're saying is actually worth a buck when it's really just them trying to justify something for themselves. Alright, so you are gonna experience manipulation a lot throughout your life. Okay, let's just start basic with that. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's your marriage, whether it's just a friend, you're gonna experience manipulation. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say all manipulation is bad. Sometimes your friends can wrongly convince you to do something which is the right action. Okay, but that's a very rare scenario. So you need to watch out for manipulation. And most of the times, people who manipulate others don't even know they're doing it. They think it's convincing because they think they're just using their real life experiences to, deal with others. Let's say, let's say you are a 16-year-old boy, right, like me, and let's say when your when your aunt was a kid, right, your age, she was cheated on by her high school boyfriend, and essentially because you're not really comfortable sharing things with mom and dad about relationships and stuff, you go to your aunt. Your aunt tells her, oh yes, be aware, and like then a couple months later an argument happens between your relationship, and you feel like your girlfriend or boyfriend's being distant. He's showing signs of like not being involved anymore. Now this dude who you're dating or this girl who you're dating, they might just be focusing more on their studying because 16 is a very academic age. But now your aunt's gonna be like, oh yeah, this happened when I was dating this person, and these are signs, so you should carefully look into it. And you're like, oh, you're still a 16-year-old kid. So you're going to quickly jump to conclusions because you have limited info. And maybe your partner is denying you that extra bit of info because they don't deem it important, right? Maybe they'll just assume that because they're 16 and the school and stuff, you'll just understand when they're studying and when they don't have time for you. So yeah, that your aunt telling you that stuff, and that is a good scenario, by the way. Most of the times what's going to happen is they'll be like, oh no, this is bad, these are the signs, no 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 no, you should not do this, is bad, don't talk to this person anymore. And that's what happens most of the time. And then they even might be like, oh, I will make you swear on my life that you will not be involved with this person because I don't want you to get hurt. Aunt definitely has good intentions, right? But the way she's doing it, she's being fed limited information as well, right? If you're a 16-year-old boy who has a girlfriend who's doing all this ignorant stuff, not ignorant, but who doesn't really have much time for you anymore because studies are getting tough or something. Now, whenever you go to your aunt and you tell her about these problems, you are telling a very short summary of everything that's happened. She doesn't have the correct time frame in her mind. She doesn't know the good things that this girl did for you, the sacrifices she's made, right? And even if she does, they won't matter anymore because of the time frame you've put in her head. The good things might have been told over a long period of times. The bad things you will essentially try to avoid at the start because you don't want to make a big deal. You want to get it sorted. But then you're like, oh, it is just too much for me. I will tell her everything. Now she has the bad stuff all compiled in one place, the good stuff all scattered around. Now they're just gonna blame the girl, get it done. And what could have been a beautiful relationship wiped out. Why? Because your aunt's been projecting her own failed dating life, or at least at the time, onto you. And most people don't realize this until it's too late. And what even is the point of realizing? You just ruined something that could have been beautiful. What if the girl who was actually really caring, right? She just didn't have time for you. What if she was supposed to be your soulmate? Okay, let's not get into all the religious, hypothetical Romeo Juliet stuff here. And what if the relationship could have been the most beautiful thing in your entire life? And options aren't a real thing, right? Unless you are like a really good person, like a really good person with actually interesting qualities, with interesting hobbies, with an interesting lifestyle, there's a very low chance a pure type of love comes your way again. Very low chance. Because social media has made everyone think we have options. We really don't. So be careful when you take advice, and don't let others' words influence you to such a powerful extent. And don't tell people who have power the stuff that could, lead to your life becoming worse. My parents have a lot of power over me. If they tell me not to do something, like if they know fully about it and they're like, yeah, swear on me, I'll just die if you do this stuff. And it's dramatic, but if they really do that, I have no option but to obey them, right? I'm not gonna go ahead and hurt my family by being a bad person. So I just don't tell them about my personal life because I don't want their projections, their estimates, the shit conclusions they've made up because of their experiences to lead my life, right? Because my life is my life. My experiences are to be experienced by me, and if I'm gonna struggle, I'll do it on my terms. This isn't coming out of an ego perspective. This is coming out of a very, very protecting myself perspective, which everyone should have. Unless you try to take your life in your own hands, people will take your life in their hands and they will make you do whatever they please with it. Okay? If you let someone know they have that much control in your life, if they have that much power in your life, it's your life is starting to not become your life anymore. So yeah, don't be telling everyone everything, because what you think is advice may be projection, which may make you do something that shouldn't have been ever done, right? In our story, in our scenario, the girl gets a fate she didn't even deserve. She was just being a good student and she was being a good girlfriend, but because of the projections and all the assumptions made by you and your aunt, now she's gonna go through heartbreak. Maybe her exams mess up. For what? And you'll be like, oh, I did the right thing. I know what it was leading to. She was probably cheating on me anyway. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. You don't know shit, man. So don't ruin someone's life. Don't go ahead and ruin someone's mental health when you don't know the full story, right? And if they refuse to tell you the full story, this is when it gets complicated. If they refuse to tell you, but they're like all just everyone else in their life just gets everything that's asked for, but because you're so good, people will be like, oh yeah, that person's gonna stick around forever. I don't really need to take care of them. They're low maintenance. Easy. Being called low maintenance isn't like a compliment or a good trait to have. It's literally people saying to your face they care less about you because they know how stupid you are and how much you need them, so you're just gonna stick around. Do you get it? Don't, never be low maintenance, right? Not everything related to caring about yourself enough is an ego thing. And don't let anyone make you think otherwise, okay? Never put yourself first, but never put yourself last either. Especially not after people who are, as mature or maybe even more immature as you are. Okay? Figure it out, figure things out. Just don't fall victim to manipulation and projections. Because it's gonna be a rough life if you just let your friends, your family just govern all the decisions you make. Right? Just think about it. If they didn't exist, would your life have been different? And could the difference have been better? If it could have, you have your answer right there. You know what you did. You messed up by listening, and yeah, just keep it to yourself. The more you keep to yourself, the more peace you have to yourself, and the more effective you become. The more power you have over yourself. Love you guys.